Hi guys, it's Amanda here and welcome to the studio. Welcome to another Friday and Inspirational Shorts, where I share with you a particular supply, tool or book that I'm using, that I have used, just to give you a little bit of inspiration to see whether it's something that you would like to use yourself in your creative practice. If you want to see a tutorial for any of the products that I share, then leave a comment. So yeah, let's get on with today. Today we're going to be talking. Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Rembrandt Pastels. You may have seen me using them as part of the 100 Days of Pastels, which is also part of the 100 Day Project 2019. So you may have seen me use these. So I wanted to do a review just in case there were some people who wanted to actually go out and buy it. I hadn't really talked about them in any of the videos. I did one which I'll try and link to, just the kind of like overview, but I didn't actually talk about the pastels themselves. So without further ado, I will talk about these ones. So this is a box of Rembrandt and it's 60 soft half pastels. Now this is, it says a general selection. My box was so much nicer at the beginning of April, which was when I started my 100-day challenge, and it's just like, this is now a well used box. And I'll go to the back here, or is it the side? Okay, so it says Rembrandt soft pastels are world renowned for their pure pigment, high degree of light fastness and unique warmth, and of course for their first class strength, velvety softness. This softness is achieved in part by the use of kaolin, a clear china clay. Meticulous quality control ensures that you always have a top product of consistent quality. A choice of more than 200. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I shouldn't have read that. Over 200 colours is available. This set contains a colour selection with numbers indicated on the side of the box. And let me just go to where, so the back here. So at the back here, it has a list of all the numbers of pastels. Now, because you don't know which ones are, like sometimes they would do like a swatch and you would have the number, so you would have the name of the particular colour. But I guess over 200 in the series, the number works better for them. Anyway, so my gosh, so this is how the pastels would have come. It comes with a foam topping, and I'll warn you, as I said a few months ago, and I'll leave an image for you, my pastels looked very different because I hadn't used them. And I brought them, I've had these pastels for at least, I would say at least 10 years, if not more. Yeah, and they were pristine, and it's only been in the last few months that they've kind of got like this. Some I'm missing sort of like 3 or 4 of the pastels, and some of them are broken. Now I don't know whether that's because I've had them for so long that I don't think I've dropped it at all, but it might be because I've had them for so long. I'm not sure, so I can't really say that. I do find them very crumbly. Once they're broken, they become very crumbly, and one of the things that I've done on 2 different levels is when I'm using the pastels, I collect the dust, because the dust, you can mix this with, I guess you can mix it, I haven't mixed it with water, I've mixed it with gesso and PVA glue, and then I've used it as a ground for paper. When I'm using a paper that is not really pastel paper, it's useful for that. And then you can also use it, like if you wanted to use pastels in your art journal and not have to fix it, using the dust enables you to use it and it doesn't come up. Or if bits break off that are kind of quite small, I would then put them in a container. These are the pencil, the nibs of the pastels, the hard pastels, pencil pastels, the Conte. And yeah, so I would collect any bits, so I've got them in here. These are the ones that are broken off from this, but they're too small to be able to use, so I keep them in here. And if you wanted a solid block of colour, I would take, like say, a small bit, grind it up, and then you can use it with a brush or with your finger, or again mix it with the gesso and the glue. But so that's one thing that you can use it for. The other good thing about the foam is it absorbs, like, you know, the dust. So I think I probably did drop it, and that's why some of them are broken, as opposed to it being so long. And it kind of can keep them clean to a certain extent. I've seen somebody use put their pastels in rice, and it just lifts off the surface dirt. So you would see, or you can see by the pastels that I've got here, that they're not all like pristine clean, because you use them, you blend, you then pick a light colour up. So to get around that, what you can do is have a paper towel, and before you put them back, I had done that, before you put them back you just kind of give them a little clean. Okay, so these are actually I was going to say they're my favourite soft pastels, but I haven't used, the only other soft pastels I've used is the Roni, and I'll be doing a review on those. So I really, with the ones that I've got so far, I really enjoy using them. I enjoy using them, and I enjoy the colour selection, and I'd love to have loads more. So if you're a supplier and you'd like me to test out a little plug there, if you'd like me to test out your pastels, then I would be willing to do so and to create some images. So you would have seen a lot of the images that I've created in the 52 days of colour. Sorry, not 52, 100 days of colour. And I'm not going to use the whole of this paper. This is pastel paper. Actually, I will use the whole. This is pastel paper. This is Canson Mitientes, and this is 133 Sepia. They come in a range of colours for you to use your pastels with. The other thing with this, ooh, I never even noticed that. When you lift up, not that you would, normally there's a lot of dust under here from the pastels as they've dropped, but I've never lifted that in all the years I've had them. So I just, you were seeing that live and direct. Anyway, so yeah, I really do like the colours. That's one of my favourite colours. This is, I find this quite a good set because it has such a variety of colours that you would more than likely use generally, and obviously you know, dependent on what kind of images you're going to be creating, whether it's portraits or landscapes or seascapes. It's got a good variety of colours, good for, you know, skin tones. You've got all the colours here. You've got a good selection of the primary colours, and then all the rest in between. And there isn't really I haven't got a bad thing to say about these, not that I want to. The only thing I would say is that I would probably need to get an additional white, again, because I've been using the I've been doing some seascapes, so I've been using white quite a bit, and then the black depending on, so I would probably get an additional black and white, because I go through those. I've been going through those quite quickly. I haven't finished them, but I've been using them quite a lot. The other thing I've done is get you would see two here, but one is charcoal, so I often use the charcoal instead of the pastel, and then add the black pastel if I'm going to need it at the end. What else can I say? Yeah, I really love the colours. I think they're lovely to blend, whether you're blending with your fingers or anything else. This is the smooth side of the pastel paper, but yeah, you get a nice effect. You get a nice effect when you're blending. You know, it's there isn't very many spaces left, and you can also use a paper stub to my paper stub. You can also use a paper stub as well to help you blend if you don't want to use your fingers, or you can use, you know, a paper towel, or you can use a cloth. So I really like them. They're highly pigmented. The colours, again, the colours when blended, depending on what you're creating, you know you can work from light to dark, or dark. You'd work from light to dark. With the soft pastels, you're using a lot more. So that's why you might say, for instance, use the smooth side of a textured pastel paper, because the more textured side, you would, let me just do it like that. With the more textured side, you have to use more pastel. I don't want to use my blues. I don't want to use much of my blues. But you're going to have to, I'll use the colours that there's some that I'm like, okay, I don't really like that one. I'm not going to use that one very much. But you know what? You find that you do. So when you're working with the rougher side, you're going to be using a lot more pastels. And the pastel then fills up the spaces, or the little dips, indentations in the paper. It will fill up the indentations in the paper, and then you're not able to apply any more pastels because it will just sit on top. Let me see if I can give you. Yeah, so when you first start off, you're going to be using a lot more pastels, so you might go for other colours that will kind of layer, really be the first layer, and then you can add on top until you get the true colour that you might want to add on top, again depending on what you're working with and the colours that you want to get. Yeah, so I would suggest that if you want to try as with most of the supplies I use. If you want to try them, see if you can get a friend who's got the particular brand that you're interested in buying. If not, because some people can get quite precious about their supplies, I'm probably one of them. If somebody said to me, oh, I want to use some Rembrandt, I want to buy some Rembrandt, can I use yours? I might not say yes too readily, because I really do. I use my supplies quite a lot. So what I then would probably suggest is that go and buy like 3 of the main colours, the primary colours, and you know, a sheet of pastel paper, and just play with that and see how you get on, and then you get a feel for the pastels. So again, you can also look at some of these suppliers. I will list a few at the bottom who they give discounts on some of their supplies. There's also links to Michael's, who often get good deals in terms of, you know, 50% off or 40% off. So it's worthwhile having a look at those, and I've put a link in the description for you to look at. So yeah, so this has been the box I've been working with. As it says, it goes up to 200, and I would love to see what some of the other colours are. This is a soft half pastels, which means that, you know, they normally come that size, and I actually like this size because it's, you know, handy, because they've been breaking. Like I've got, as I said, I've got a few that break. Having a smaller size is probably better. Well, I think it's better, and you get more variety of colours. So if I was to buy the full set, you know, obviously it would be, say, double this, but yeah, this is a nice size case to carry around with you. And what I'd put on the bottom of mine, and that's probably why before they dropped I didn't realise, but just to tape the edge. It's not taped now because where I store it, it's not going to fall, but because the lid dropped off. But that's got nothing to do with the pastels and their quality. But yeah, I really do like working with them. I didn't like working with pastels to begin with, but it's a good, I think it's a good variety to start off with. So start small, and then if you like it, you can build up. You know, don't just go out and buy loads of, you know, supplies that you then find that you don't actually like working with. Okay, so I hope that's been useful. This is the Rembrandt 60 soft half pastels. I've left some links where you can check them out. They've got some good deals on Amazon, good deals on Michael's, so check either one of them out, and let me know how you get on. Okay, take care for now. See you soon.